Alright, what's up YouTube? Hope everyone had a good New Year's Day yesterday. Going to be doing an overview today of the Southern Grind Bad Monkey for y'all. And I'll show you the box that it comes in. Southern Grind, made in the USA. Only the best will make the cut. This is a catch and release for me. I'm not going to be keeping this, but I got it in a trade, and I was, planning to move it, when I got it anyway, but I thought I'd make a video on it. That's what the box looks like. Comes in some little piece of plastic there with the cushion. So, Southern Grind was created by Zach Brown, of the Zach Brown Band. And this was their first folder that they made called the Bad Monkey, and it's a big knife. I have a few of the specs that I'll give. The handle on this one is G10, a Jade G10. The blade is 4 inches, so it's a big folder. And the overall length is 9¼ inches. So this isn't something that I would carry every day, and I can't think of a reason why anyone would EDC this unless they just needed a big knife. I don't know. Definitely a cool knife though, that's for sure. The weight on it is about 5 ounces. I think it's 4.97 ounces. And I'll have the rest of the specs in the description. But we'll start out by looking at the handle. So like I said, this one is a Jade G10. They do make these in other colors of G10. The first one they came out with was a carbon fiber handle scale, I believe was the first one. And so you can see on the scale it's got some ridges on it, so you get some traction. It's not actually translucent all the way, but you can kind of see the screws under there a little bit. Right here in the little pivot, you have the Bad Monkey logo, which is kind of cool. The other side, same thing with the G10. It is smoothed out right here and right here. I guess for where you're pushing to open it, it's smooth. You can see they use their own special fasteners for this knife, and so you have to buy their tool if you want to disassemble their knives. And it doesn't come with it in the box. The guy I got this from, he had the tools, he sent it with it. I'll just show you that real quick. So you got the little piece there, take the scales off, and you got the other side for the pivot. It goes in those notches right there. And I took this knife apart when I got it. It was pretty dirty. It wasn't used much, but it was dirty, and it didn't open and close very smooth. But I took it apart, cleaned everything, and I polished the washers. So it's really nice right now. Perfectly centered, no blade play, and it's really smooth. You probably noticed this short pocket clip that they use. They use this on all their folders, I believe. So it's kind of interesting. It works good. I had a Spider Monkey before. It had the same clip in it. It was good. This one was a little loose, so I bent it a little bit, so now it's tight. And on this side, the pivot is just a normal Torx bit, so you don't have to have the tool for that. And you got a little lanyard hole there. What else? So, like I said, the scales are G10. The liners are titanium. So this is a titanium liner lock. And it's not milled, I don't believe. You can see there's a few holes in there. I'm guessing that's where they put that so the CNC can hold it in place while it makes the cuts, maybe, I'm not sure. So they didn't really mill it out. It's pretty easy to disengage. There's no, it's not hard at all. See the lockup. I don't know, 50% maybe. But it locks up good. Might be a hint of blade play, but that might be from me. Might need just to tighten that up just a little bit. But when I had put it all back together, there wasn't any blade play, so it might have just got that a little bit over time. It just needs to be tightened back up a little bit. You see they got some standoffs here. Got 3. And you got the, I'll show you. Got the stop pin right there. So that's pretty simple construction. One thing I thought that was interesting when I took it apart was the scales aren't just G10. Like on the other side of this G10, there's like a black film between the titanium and the scale. I guess so it's not like all the way see-through. Might be able to show you. Let's see. Let me get my flashlight. And this might be making it worse. Yeah. But right, let's see. You can see that reflection in there. There's like a little black film. I guess that's the look they wanted it to have. And here's the blade. Kind of dirty right now, but you see they got the stone washed flats up here, and then you can see the grind lines right here. There's the logo, Southern Grind, USA. And there's the steel. I think that's the Sandvik 14C28N. I don't know a lot about that steel. Got a little swedge at the top there. It's kind of cool. The first Bad Monkeys they made with the carbon fiber had the Emerson wave feature, and they still make it with that. This one just doesn't have it. I'm not sure if all the G10 models don't have it or what, but some of them do have that. You can see it has got some jimping up here. It's not real aggressive, but it is usable. This isn't enough to have any kind of finger choil, so you'd be staying back here unless you wanted to choke up right there. Thumb studs are kind of cool. They got these little notches, just like the Spider Monkey, which me personally, I would definitely prefer the Spider Monkey over this, just because of the size. But if you like big knives, probably prefer this one. And yeah, it has that little bit of grip right there on the liner lock. Oh, you can see the that film right here, right under there. See the different color. So if it feels good in the hand, let me zoom out a little bit. I have medium hands, and so I got a lot of extra on this knife. Choke up like that, like that. Let's see. It does have the phosphor bronze washers in there. And it is super smooth after I polish them. Like when I first got this out of the box, it wouldn't fall closed, but now it's super smooth. and you can open it slowly. The detent's, I wouldn't say weak, but it's not real strong, so it's easy to deploy, and you can flick it. Kind of hard to do behind camera. There you go. So yeah, they have the spider monkey, which is, I wish I still had mine. It's a little bit smaller than this, and then they have one called the, I think they just came out with one called the penguin or something like that. I think that's a full titanium frame lock, I believe. This knife retails for like $250, which is kind of on the pricey side, because you can get a lot of, you know, ZTs and stuff for less than that are, you know, full titanium. But, and I don't know a lot, like I said, I don't know a lot about this steel, but I don't think it's that high end. Like, might be comparable to like S30V or something, I think, from what I've heard. Oh yeah, there's a little jinting right there on the back side. Kind of an interesting shape. How they have the, when you're holding it in the hand, that this part ain't really touching your hand. It's that, and this side is kind of the main parts that's touching your hand. But it has a pretty good grip. A little bit of a hot spot in here. Let's see if I grip it really hard, you can see. But if you're not, you know, death gripping it or anything, you probably won't notice it too much. But other than that, the ergos are pretty good. And I don't know if they come this smooth, you know, from the factory, but they had the potential to be that smooth. So you might be able to find a used one for around 200 or so. Let me do some size comparisons. I brought a couple knives that I normally carry. Let me get this out of the way. The size that I would normally carry day to day, just for a size comparison so you can see how big this knife is. First one is, I'll do my Sabinza that I'm normally carrying. So this is like what I'm normally carrying right there. So you can see how much bigger that knife is. Here's the CRKT Pilar. Look at that size difference. It's huge. And I don't know why. See, let me show you this one. This is the Benchmade Nakamura. So this size knife is what I would normally carry for EDC. So, you know, this one a little too big for me. I don't really see the need of a knife this big, but it is definitely cool though. Let me show you closed. So yeah. And I brought a couple of my bigger knives. This is a rat. Got this for Christmas. And it actually is pretty close to the size of the Rat 1. I mean, that's not a lot of difference there. See, if you have a Rat 1, it ain't too much bigger. My ZT 550, I did a video on the other day. Now this one's more beefy, but it ain't as big. This is that Spyderco Salt. This might be the biggest knife I got. Other than, well, I don't know, that Rat 1 might be bigger than this. Yeah, probably so. So anyway, that's about it. I'll give you another quick look. Can't think of what else to say about it. I wish it would ship with the tools you need for it, but I think they have a good warranty. and wanted to give y'all a good look at it. I was going to mention too that I do have an Instagram that I'll put a link to in the description, that I take pictures of most of the knives that I do on the channel. So alright, that was the Southern Grind Bad Monkey. Alright, y'all have a good one.